I'm pretty sure some of you are familiar with Edifier products, but have you heard of their gaming division, Hecate? This is the Hecate GX05, an obviously gamer-focused true wireless earbuds that honestly looks pretty cool. It even comes with a low-latency USB dongle that allows you to switch between devices within seconds. But how does it sound? Is it actually properly tuned for gaming? Let's take a closer look. So Edifier is known to give us audio gear that is pretty good at a reasonable price. The Hecate GX5 is priced at 509 ringgit, but is currently on sale for 379 ringgit, slightly cheaper than their non-gaming Neobuds Pro and Pro 2. In the box, you get a hard case, a PU leather pouch with a magnetic clasp, some ear tips, the earbuds themselves, a 2.4 GHz USB-C dongle with a USB Type-C to A adapter along with matching dust covers, the charging case and a USB-C cable. Pretty stacked, I must say. The earbuds look pretty sleek and are mostly plastic, black at the bottom and gunmetal on top to match the charging case made from solid zinc alloy that is commonly found in collectible die-cast figures. These are the craziest looking true wireless earbuds that I've ever seen. It's got RGB because gamer, duh, and unlike your basic charging case with a lid, you get a spring-loaded buckle that looks straight out of Kamen Rider or Power Rangers. I just can't stop fidgeting with it because it's got such a satisfying click. And to know which side is up, just look for the USB-C port as well as the GX05 logo that's located at the bottom. So yeah, I really like the design, can't you tell? Looks and build, 9.5 out of 10. The earbuds weigh 4.9 grams, which is slightly lighter than the AirPods Pro 2nd Gen. Once you pop them in, the buds sit pretty flush with your ears and you'll barely notice them. Now, the stock ear tips that come with the earbuds are a little small for me, so I had to swap them out for the larger ones that are also included. Overall, they are very comfortable, and while the fit is not as snug as I would like, it still doesn't fall off as I whip my hair back and forth. I whip my hair back and forth. I'd give them a 9.5, but I have to dock 1 point for that metal charging case that, while cool and robust, is a little pointy to pop straight into your pocket, especially if you're wearing gym shorts. I'd also much prefer it if they made it partially plastic and shave off 10 to 20 grams so that this thing won't keep pulling down my pants. Well, you can always carry it with the pouch, but it's just an additional step, you know, to open the pouch, take the charging case out, and then opening the buckle to release the earbuds. So comfort and fit, 8.5 out of 10. And like I said, the fit is not the snuggest, so you're gonna hear about 80% of everything that's happening around you, so isolation gets a 6.5 out of 10. So overall, in terms of design, I give the Hecate GX5 a 9 out of 10. Next, we need to take a look at latency because of the gaming nature of these earbuds. Two things to note. Firstly, to properly test this, I had to boot up an actual game in real time because if you do this test while playing back a video, your phone will sync up the video and audio, giving you deceptively low latency numbers. And number two, I used the SBC codec for this test because it tends to give us lower latency compared to other codecs most of the time. If you want to find out how I made these calculations, leave a comment down below and I'll probably make a TikTok video about it or something. Anyways, from our test, the Bluetooth mode is already pretty good compared to the 150 millisecond latency you would get from this phone's speakers and 80 millisecond from the wired IEM. However, the 2.4 GHz mode with the dongle is clearly superior, and I would mainly use this for competitive titles like PUBG or Valorant. Based on my observations, most people won't be able to tell the difference once latency falls below 130 or 150 milliseconds. So latency, 8.5 out of 10. Now moving on to the meat of the review, audio quality. The Hecate GX5 comes with 10mm dynamic drivers that are supposedly coated in titanium. It supports two different audio codecs, SBC, which is what we use for the latency test and is capped at 44.1 kHz and 16-bit, and LDHC 5.0, which is capable of going up to 96 kHz and 24-bit. If you own any of these 230 devices, then you're in luck. Why not add LDAC support as seen with their Neobuds Pro and Pro 2? Don't know. So I was kinda stuck with SBC. Moving on. Now, Edifier doesn't really advertise this, and when I checked with them, they said it wasn't the case, but I noticed that these earbuds sound quite different on the 2.4 GHz mode than when it's connected via Bluetooth. In the Bluetooth mode, it's tuned more like you'd expect a lot of consumer-focused earbuds to sound. Balanced but slightly bassy. Not to the point of complete muddiness, but there is a little bit of mid-bass bloat. It also lacks shimmer and airiness from the 10 to 20k hertz range. Still not a bad sound for watching movies. I'd give the Bluetooth mode 7.5 out of 10. Switching over to the 2.4 GHz mode or the game mode gives us a slightly brighter sound signature that I think is more suitable for competitive gameplay. We get more emphasis in the upper mids and treble frequency range to better hear sounds like footsteps and gunshots. The mids are also pretty clear and forward, but it does lack a little warmth in the lower mids, and you don't get that bass oomph from the Bluetooth mode. Still, it suffers less from mid-bass bloat and the sub-bass is adequate, so I much prefer this tuning. The 2.4 GHz game mode tuning gets an 8.5 out of 10. Overall tonality, 8 out of 10. Detail retrieval, however, was just okay despite the titanium coating. It's a little better with the 2.4 GHz mode with that treble boost, and I expect LHDC at 96 kHz to perform even better, but I think 7 out of 10 is pretty fair for the price. On the contrary, soundstage is surprisingly decent. It's sort of medium size with pretty accurate stereo imaging, good enough for most gamers, especially in the 2.4 GHz mode, so I give it an 8 out of 10. Overall, I quite like the audio quality of the GX5. You'll come to appreciate the rather natural timbre of the acoustic instruments in Jacob Collier's Hideaway or Violet's Tale from Ren. And the stereo imaging is not only competent in games, but also quite nice to have in tracks like Letter from Yoshi Horikawa. So overall, audio quality gets an 8 out of 10. The microphone sounds quite clear and natural, even with environmental noise cancellation or ENC on that you cannot manually switch off. I'm gonna turn on the aircon to introduce some environmental noise. Hey Google, turn on air. She sells seashells on the seashore. Peter Piper picked a pack of pickled peppers. Here's another quick sound test for your reference. Andai rembulan tidak lagi mampu percaya. Terangilah gelapku walau dalam gelita. Dengarkanlah aku, jiwaku tulus untukmu. Oh. So I give the microphone a 7 out of 10. Now let's move on to user experience. So pairing via Bluetooth is very easy. Just hold the button at the bottom of the charging case for 3 seconds while your earbuds are docked and it will enter the pairing mode. 2.4 GHz via the USB dongle is also plug and play. You can link up your PS5, PC, ROG Ally and whatnot while still staying paired to your phone via Bluetooth in case you want to take a call. It will automatically switch to Bluetooth if someone is calling you on your phone, so that's pretty cool. If you disable the dongle, you'd also get automatically repaired via Bluetooth. It takes a couple of seconds. Pretty handy. Touch controls are simple enough as well and not overly sensitive. In terms of user experience, I'd give it an 8.5 out of 10. Battery life is where I think the GX5 could use a little improvement. You can get about 4 hours of use per charge with the 2.4 GHz dongle and slightly more on Bluetooth. Edifier states that the charging case should give us about 16 hours of use, but according to my test with both my phone as well as iPad Pro at 60% volume, we got around 13 hours on the Bluetooth mode and about 12 hours with the 2.4 GHz dongle. Given the lack of ANC, I'd say that it's not great, but still decent, so 7.5 out of 10. Finally, let's talk about value for money. Considering the audio quality, 2.4 GHz wireless option with that superb low latency, as well as build quality, I'd say at 379 ringgit, this is a pretty good value proposition. At its normal price of 509 ringgit though, I would expect more support for higher res audio codecs like LDAC or AAC so that we can enjoy higher res music listening when we are not gaming. So at its normal price, I would give it a 7.5 out of 10. At its discounted price, I would give it an 8 out of 10. Here's a quick recap about everything we talked about so far. I'll give this Edifier Hecate GX05 a hashtag cheap buy, too cool for school, 8.5 out of 10. If you're a gamer who also likes listening to music and watch movies with earbuds, then this is a pretty solid option for you. It is very comfy to be worn also during workouts, though the charging case might be a little pokey from your gym shorts. Also, some might complain about the price given modern offerings that might achieve similar audio quality at lower cost. But hey, you get a low latency USB dongle that works with pretty much every device, and it stores right into the charging case in a compact form factor like this. Also, it looks pretty darn cool. So in my opinion, it's worth the money, but what do you think? Leave a comment down below to let us know. And that's everything I have to say about the Edifier Hecate GX05. If you thought this video was helpful, don't forget to like and share, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on more content like this. Also, don't forget to follow us on Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram to see more shenanigans from the Mob House crew. Again, my name is Bangsawan Shane, and I will see you in the next one.